Hey, mighty Rough Rider class of 2025, it's Mr. Schaller, your reading and testing nerd, here with a final reminder about the SBAC, which, guess what? We start tomorrow. That's right, it's the final countdown. So, testing this week, Tuesday and Thursday for English, next week, Tuesday and Thursday for math. And then you're going to take the test for science either May 7th or May 13th, depending on your pathway. Okay. Schedule, we're going to start with advisory on those days. You can have a nice breakfast. And then you're going to report to your testing room. You have the same testing room all 4 days of the SBAC. Your advisory teacher should have that to share with you now or on last Friday. There'll also be signs posted everywhere. We're mainly going to be testing the L building, but you'll see where else. Remember, Tuesday is the computer adaptive test. Think like multiple choice and some short answers. Thursday are the longer essay questions. You got about 3 hours for both days of testing for each section of the test. But if you need more time, you can always come back after lunch. We'll talk about how to do that. So big question, how does this connect to your life during and after high school? So we're going to hear from some former Roosevelt students about their experience with it first.
What did you feel when you were taking the test? What did you feel about the test?
Well, I didn't know what it was for, so I kind of thought it was a waste of time.
Did you try your best?
I don't think so.
So I personally did not know what the CASP test was about. So walking into the test, I really didn't know what exactly I was going to be taking or how important this was. So as a senior now that I know exactly what it's about and why I should be taking it seriously, now I realize how it can affect me in the long run.
I did not know what the CASP test was or what it was for. I thought it was just another test that would somehow evaluate us, but I never thought that it would be something important or that it would affect me in the long run.
Okay, my junior year, I didn't know about the CASP test, although I did wish I knew more about it because it is very important.
Why should an 11th grade student care about this test?
Because you don't want to be worrying about this your senior year.
For you juniors, I say you guys try really hard because it is very important. You guys will see the outcomes later, and if you don't try hard enough, you're gonna regret it like I did.
11th graders should care about the CASP test because it's something that's very important. It actually determines whether they are at college level.
So we've heard from some Roosevelt students. Now we're going to hear from some more generic high school students about the EAP.
What did you...
Hold on one sec. There we go. Let's hear what they have to say.
The EAP stands for the Early Assessment Program.
And basically it tests your, whether or not you're ready for a CSU.
They told me I'm not ready for college in English, but, I'm pretty prepared in math. So I guess I have to focus on English this year in my senior year.
The advantage is if it says, okay, you're not ready for college, you have another year to get ready.
I didn't do so great, but I'm glad to know that I found out early so I can actually do something about it in the senior year and prepare myself, such as by taking extra classes in math or tutoring.
I'm definitely glad I took the EAP. I'm now taking more advanced math courses, trying to get some tutoring and help, English courses, trying to just get myself more ready for college. If I didn't take the EAP, I wouldn't know I needed the help.
Cool. So there are 4 scores you can get on the test. If you get a 3 or a 4, it means you are college ready. If you get a 3, it just means you need to get a C in your final senior classes for English and math, but you got to do that anyway to graduate for college. If you get a 2, it means you're not quite ready, not yet ready. And a 1 means there's more work to do. So the thing you want to remember is when you get to college, now, whatever form of it you go to, community college, trade school, 4-year, you want to be as prepared as you can. So you'll find out how ready you are, and then you'll also know what you need to do as a senior to get fully ready. So incentives, right? These are things that we think about to motivate ourselves. But let me just talk real honestly. Whenever you sit down to take a test, it's going to represent you, right? People are going to see the score and they're going to make assumptions about you. right or wrong, but you're also representing your school, your community, your family, right? I know as a parent, my kids have taken these types of tests before, and I always want them to try their best because I want to know how they're doing and where they are. Um, and just know that this extends beyond high school, because whatever you're going to do in your life, if you're going to be a teacher, guess what? You have to pass tests to get your credential. If you're going to be a lawyer, you have to pass the bar exam. If you're going to be a doctor, you have to pass medical exams. Same with nurses, right? Nursing programs. If you're going to be an auto mechanic, you have to get certified, and that means you have to pass certain tests so you can work on certain types of cars. Really, there's no jobs out there where you don't have to pass tests, prepare for them, and care enough about them to get that next, whether it's a pay bump or get in the door. So testing is just a fact of life. We will try to make it a little sweeter for you. Here's how. If you get a 3 or a 4, you're going to get a grade bump in your English class or your math class. You can see your teacher for details. All our 11th grade teachers have agreed to that for English and math, and we appreciate them for that. Also, little food incentive. If you complete every day of the SBAC and the science test, the CAST, 5 days total, you'll be invited to a special food truck event. And there's also going to be some swag coming your way if you get a 3 or a 4 from the student store. We'll talk more about that. So strategies when you're actually taking the test. Well, even before you take the test, make sure you're prepared. Charge your Chromebook the night before. If your Chromebook isn't working, you've been invited for a while now to get it fixed. Mr. Marazzo is there today, Monday at lunch in front of A100, and he'll be here every day before school. So please see him. Get a good night's sleep the night before, and then eat some breakfast, because you're going to get breakfast in the classroom, but you want to feel as good and prepared as possible. Testing tips. On math, there's a Desmos calculator built into many of the questions on the SBAC, and you've been practicing with that platform for a while now. Thank you to your 11th grade math teachers. If there's no calculator, check for any formulas or other tools provided with the question. Always think about solving problems on your scratch paper first. Back to the Desmos, you should know how to punch in square, square root, sine, cosine, tangent, and please make sure you understand how to read a table. Mathematicians. For ELA, write a lot. Write on short constructed responses, write at least 8 sentences. On the Thursday's performance task, write at least 5 paragraphs. Seriously, the more you write, the better you will score. Fact. Process of elimination. Always eliminate the not so smart Patrick answer if you have to guess. BDA, before, during, and after. Don't let the test trick you into doing more than you are supposed to. They're going to do that. You have to outthink the test. When you write, analyze. Don't just summarize. And finally, make sure you either use scratch paper or the built-in notepad on the platform to get your thoughts together, okay? Finally, think about who you want to dedicate the test to. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a loved one, maybe it's somebody in your family, maybe it's an ancestor who you want to sort of be held responsible to for trying your best, because that's really all we ask of you. We believe in you. We appreciate you. We know it's grueling, but we know you can do it. Thank you, Rough Riders.